UFC Fight Night Paris just finished up, and I'm going to be recapping both the main and co-main event. I made prediction for these a few days ago, and we're going to be recapping them. So, we're going to get started with the co-main event, because I feel like it's more interesting, between Benoit Saint Denis and Maurizio Huffy. My pick for this fight was Maurizio Huffy. Benoit Saint Denis, he's slow on the feet, he doesn't really move his head. I would think Maurizio Huffy has got a good chance of knocking Benoit Saint Denis out. However, I did add a stipulation. If Benoit Saint Denis could not get this fight to the ground within 2 minutes, Maurizio Huffy will have his way with him, and that's just not what happened. Benoit Saint Denis got the fight to the ground almost immediately. He was in mount with 4 minutes left in the round. He got to mount position 1 minute into the fight and did his thing. War on Maurizio Huffy. Gave round one to Benoit Saint Denis, 10-9. Benoit Saint Denis was also telegraphing some of the takedowns though. So there was an opportunity for Maurizio Huffy to land a knee down the middle, and he tried it once at the end of round number one. It didn't land correctly. It landed on the chest of Benoit Saint Denis. I think Benoit Saint Denis clearly won that round. He was also tagging Maurizio Huffy a few times on the feet with straight right hands. Round two is where he got the submission, but Benoit Saint Denis gets him down. He starts wearing a Maurizio Huffy, gets to back position. We're up against the fence, and Benoit Saint Denis, he's got his hooks in. I think he had a body lock at the same time, and he started cranking on the face of Maurizio Huffy. From the angle we were looking at it, there was no neck crank involved. It's not like Maurizio Huffy, if he didn't tap, he was going to dislocate his jaw or break his neck. It kind of just looked like he tapped to pressure from Benoit Saint Denis. Now, I don't know how strong the grip or the vice of Benoit Saint Denis is, but from that position, which I watched Maurizio Huffy tap from, it kind of looked like he quit rather than an actual, because it wasn't a blood choke, it was a pressure choke. There was no real crank on the neck of Maurizio Huffy, and I feel like maybe if he doesn't tap there, we're seeing a third round of this fight, but Benoit Saint Denis got him out. Very good win for Benoit Saint Denis. Not a good look for Maurizio Huffy with the way that he just gets dominated. Didn't really have too many good moments. In round number two, he did land a flush knee to the face, and Benoit just ate it and kept pushing forwards, applied the pressure on the feet, which enabled him to get the takedowns. Good win for Benoit Saint Denis. Round two, submission. So we're going to move on to the main event now. This went 5 full rounds. We'll start off with round number one. I gave this one to Imavov pretty clearly. They pulled the significant strike numbers out of their arse for this fight. So in round number two, they showed us the significant strike numbers, and they had it unofficially 10-21 to Caio Borralho. Currently, they have got the official strike numbers at 10-6 in favor of Nassourdine Imavov. I don't know where they managed to get 15 significant strikes from to inflate Borralho's number. I don't really remember him doing anything in round number one. I saw 21 significant strikes and I thought, what? Nassourdine Imavov clearly takes round number one, in my opinion. Boxing was just better. Caio went 0 for 3 on takedowns inside this round. On top of that, he kept getting pushed up against the fence. Imavov was fainting, and Borralho was running up against the fence. And Imavov is kind of just hunting him down, walking, cutting the cage down very well. And Borralho is just falling for it and getting the cage cut off against him. So not a good look. We move into round number two. Imavov clearly won this round on the feet. Still can't take Nassourdine Imavov down. Imavov's just clearly better on the feet. And 2 seconds before the bell goes, Caio Borralho just walks away. He just goes, nah, I'm done. And then the bell goes 2 seconds later. So it's kind of like, he just didn't want to see out the round, I guess. I clearly gave this to Nassourdine Imavov. Round three. Round three was pretty scrappy to begin with. I gave this one to Caio Borralho. His team told him to make this one a little bit more scrappy, a little bit more of a dogfight, and that's what he did. So they start off swinging pretty early on. I thought Imavov kind of got the better of the exchanges to begin with, because he did crack Borralho with a straight right. Borralho was countering, caught him with a good counter right hand, did Borralho, but then after that, Imavov caught him with a sharp left hand. Thought Imavov got the better of those exchanges. Borralho did do some damage. He was in the exchanges that entire time. Moving later on the round, Imavov's doing his thing, Borralho's doing his thing. Borralho stumbles him with a straight right. It wasn't like a stumble as in, oh, Imavov's hurt, he can go for it. It was more of just a Borralho stings him with a right hand. Imavov kind of waves it off a little bit. Borralho's best round of the fight, in my opinion. Round 5 was pretty competitive too, but I clearly gave it to Nassourdine Imavov. Any judge who had it 5-0 Imavov should be fired. Realistically, you cannot give this round to Nassourdine Imavov. Just end of discussion. Moving on, round number 4. This was tricky because my internet went down, so that was fun. I couldn't load up anything. I couldn't even load up a watch along stream on YouTube to try and listen to what's going on. so I missed about the first minute and a half of it. Imavov kind of walking him down, piecing him up a little bit. Very good round from Imavov, and exactly what he needed to come back after round number 3, because round number 3, where Borralho was kind of stealing the momentum a little bit, Imavov did exactly what he needed to do, stop the momentum of Caio Borralho and start directing the fight the way he wanted it to go. And I believe he outstruck Borralho like 25-5 in this round. It was pretty clear Imavov round, in my opinion. 10-9, moving into the 5th, which was also a very competitive round. Imavov hits another eye poke, man. We gotta be talking point deductions here, man. Like, you give him one freebie, unless it's deliberate. We gotta be stricter with eye pokes, because guess what? If we're more strict with these point deductions, they won't keep happening, because people will actually consciously train it into their game to not poke people into the eyes. If we're stricter with point deductions, people will train it into their game to be less open with their hand, so they're not poking people in the eyes twice a fight. This is a problem with Imavov. He did it against Adesanya as well. We got to be stricter with this. We got to start giving out point deductions like that. You know what I mean? But Imavov clearly won this round, in my opinion. Pretty clear 4-1. Round 5, nasty Imavov 10-9. Could argue it for Caio Borralho. If that point deduction happens, you could maybe argue about a majority decision, possibly a draw for this fight. I thought Imavov clearly won this 49-46. Right, I said Imavov by decision. Oh no, I said Imavov by late TKO or decision, and then I said Mauricio Ruffy by KO. I didn't get the Ruffy one right, but you know, what can you do? He just got brutally fraud checked by Benoit Saint Denis, I guess. But I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.